A very good evening to you and welcome to Kurero, a platform where we dissect national issues. My name is Godwin Sunday. Tonight, we shift our focus beyond politics to even a more pressing national issue which borders on consolidation and, of course, national consolidation as the case may imply. So right now in the studio I have with me comrade Destiny Enabulele will be helping us put all of these issues in perspective. What does it mean to even talk about national consolidation as a people? And Nigerian right now, are we ready for that conversation beyond the political line, or we should begin to look elsewhere as far as the polity is concerned within the country? The timing, the governance and public confidence right now for a lot of Nigerians will say that it's been threatened. But then we will try to x-ray all of these issues and conversation tonight in the conversation. Please stay with us as the conversation begins immediately after this break. You're welcome back. Well, with me in the studio right now is Honorable Comrade Destiny Enabulele. It's a delight to have you, Honorable. Yeah. Although you prefer to go by the nomenclature of a comrade.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me. Well, I prefer just Destiny Enabulele.
So
I will do that.
We can't leave you. We can't leave you without those accolades.
No. The issue of honorable in Nigeria is, to me, it's. I don't think there's nothing honorable.
Well, a man that has worn so many caps and the caps.
You see, when we are talking about caps, we're talking about caps. We're talking about the effect, the impact of that caps in the society, in the larger society. Yeah, I was elected at a time. It's not for me to call myself a honorable. All you need to do on the spot assessment, where I once presided, I once administered the people's collective patrimony on their behalf, to ask them about one or two questions about me. Okay, if as a journalist, okay, I'll be able to live above board by scoring 60 to 70%. And you are here to call me honorable. It's okay, because I have done XYZ due diligence on me, so you cannot call me honorable. I'll be gladly with thanksgiving in my church next Sunday. But not you do. You've not carried out any due diligence. You've not asked questions. And you begin to call me honorable because I was elected at the time.
Not knowing whether
I'm coming. No. It might be that I was elected, then I now use that. The platform or the mandate that was entrusted in me to further impoverish the people, siphon the people's money. I'm not honorable, I'm dishonorable.
Well, we know very well. I haven't spoken to a few persons in Edo State. They will say that you did not abuse your office. Of course, allow us to go with the honorable.
Please, just leave it at Destiny.
Let's not go by. Once an honorable, always an honorable, of course. But then let's even begin the conversation of even looking at the state of Nigeria right now. If one wants to begin to x-ray the political situation across the country, a lot of people will say that we are not ready as a people for the 2027 election. From your own standpoint, looking at the state of the nation right now, are we ready for 2027?
That's a $1 billion question. Because I have taken a very deep breath. Because if you look at the recent revelations as orchestrated by the men that are running this country from the Aso Rock, and the resistance from the electorate, I don't think we are ready for 2027 general elections. You can see. Let me start. Here my last engagement, I told you that I don't have any iota of trust with this man that is presiding over the umpire, who's supposed to be an umpire. That is a professor. Professor Josh Amopito. Yeah. I said it in here, even before now, I've said it. Because for me, if for instance they say, okay, they want to make you a National Population Commission head. For me, if I begin to ask the Google or begin to ask whoever that knows you 1 or 2 questions about you, that's exactly what that is me. I love studying, reading about people. So for us, if you look at all what is happening, from the judiciary to the INEC to the security, I can tell you for free, the resistance from Nigeria, for me, it's not commensurate. That's why I can conveniently tell you that we are not ready for the forthcoming general election. I have said it. Now let me start from here. That as Nigerians go all out to gym every week, you do gym every week, you do exercise every week, we must endeavor to set 1 hour aside to do what? To practice madness in preparation for 2027. Until I see all of this that I have mentioned, then I will know that we are ready. But as it currently stands, I don't think we are ready as a people, because the resistance is not enough. We are not asking the right question, and those that we elected, they are not afraid of us. You see, when elected are living above board, and the electorate are not afraid of the elected, there is a fundamental problem. There is a fundamental problem, and the end result is where we are now, where our army generals are being slaughtered, our brothers, our sisters, our wives, our girlfriends, our concubines are being slaughtered, and we are living as if nothing is happening. I will begin to see it as if it's a natural thing.
So no more empathy when it has to do with that.
See, we just see it. We heard some persons are being killed. They say, oh, thank God, it's not in my village, or it's not anywhere related to me. There's a fundamental problem. For the last 1 week or 2 weeks, do you know how many generals that have been slaughtered? Officers that have been slaughtered? Not to talk about those low ranks. We talk about humility, and nobody is saying anything. And here you are. You say you are. What's the English again? The radicalizing or trying to reintegrate them. But the question on the lips of average Nigeria, those that say you are integrating, why not just employ them to be guarding Aso Rock? Let them be your bodyguard. Let them be your ADC. Those that you are saying that you want to reintegrate to the society. Reintegrate to Aso Rock. If I hear just now that out of 700 something, about 100 or 150 is being integrated in Aso Rock, I'll be very happy. And I will be in the street saying Tinubu second tenure is guaranteed. That is the gospel truth. So for me, we must look at it dispassionately. And you have seen, perhaps you must have seen the World Bank release that over 32 or 34 trillion has been taken to the backyard. Unaccounted for. They have been siphoned by these present men that are ruling this country. And you want to say we are prepared? We are not prepared. With utmost humility, we are not prepared. I'm pained. You know why I'm pained? This is the only country I have. I'm a student of history. I cannot afford, while I'm alive, and things are going the way it's drifting to a state of anarchy. You see, I think it was Thomas Hobbes that once said that when life becomes British, where are we today? Is our life not become British? People are being slaughtered in Benue. People are being slaughtered in Plateau.
British, nasty and short.
Exactly. And just yesterday here, in my dear state, between Ore and the Lagos, Ore Benin, a whole food bus they kidnapped all the occupants and killed the driver, including
alleged jam students.
Not alleged. You see, that's the problem I'm having. You see, I hate using alleged, and the person you've not seen. You see, when our institution begin to lie, when our institution there ought to have been a fulcrum, or there ought to have been a pivotal, there ought to have been a pace setter when it comes to doing it right, there's a fundamental problem. It has been confirmed by the governor of Benue State that indeed they were JAMB students, not alleged. And he has admonished, he has advised, he has begged the JAMB authority to set JAMB exams for the persons. I read it just now. Perhaps you've seen it too.
Yeah.
So it's not alleged. See, there's a problem. That was why when some of officers, some generals were being killed, the Nigerian army came out to say that it was a fake news. That's another how they call it, influencer. That's another social media news. But at the end of the day, it turned out to be truth. So there's a fundamental problem. If you not carry out your investigation and you are now misinforming the public, and there are no penalty, and there are no consequences for actions, that's why you see all these charlatans. That's why you see the president is larger than the whole country. A government is larger than the whole state. A local government is larger than the local government. A director of an establishment is larger than an establishment. In a safe society, we must have a strong institution. I've said it in this platform. A strong institution is a process where if I said it here, if I'm incarnate, Lawrence Norman Nyakwan of the middle of the Bender State in the 85-86, a well-known notorious armed robber. If I come to a system, I will live out like our Lord Jesus Christ. But this system that we currently have, if our Lord Jesus Christ come to this system, we worse than Lawrence Norman Nyakwan. I'm a Christian. That's the only religion I have ever known. So for me, we must endeavor to hold our people that are a shadow of leadership accountable. Let us have a strong institution that works for everybody, that has lived everybody. Not this one that you see a president running 3 years appropriation concurrently, 2024, 2025, 2023, 2024, 2025. It's absurd. It's absurd to say the least. It's absurd. It is an aberration.
But for many,
and nobody is asking questions.
For many, they will say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration has been one of the most pivotal administration in the country, and has been able to champion national development, and of course, been able to build on nationalism as it stands right now in the country. We've seen what has played out in his cabinet.
Mr. Godwin.
We've seen what has played out in some of the. But then let's get you.
Mr. Godwin.
If you want to look at it from the federal character principle, can we say at this point?
I'm looking at it from office set.
Let's take it from the federal character principle and looking at the principle of the consolidation in itself. Are we on track?
Mr. Godwin, I'm a father. If you see me feeding those that are hungry in the streets, and clothing those that are naked in the streets, and giving shelter to those that are homeless, and you come into my home, my children are looking shattered, wretched, how will you look at me? It's a question before you. Do you know Nigerians are committing suicide every day? And you are saying that this president, this from me, I try to be very careful. At least I'm close to this is the worst president I've ever seen. I've ever in my life.
But we can't categorically say that.
I'm saying it with every fact, with utmost humility. I'm saying it.
Say that
if I will stand before my Lord Jesus Christ,
we can't categorically say that.
What are the two key primary responsibilities of the government?
Protection of life and property of the citizens,
and welfare. Where is the welfare of Nigerians? Where is the security of Nigerians? And you are talking about. See, my brother. You see, at times I understand you guys' plight. I'm not very frank.
Taking it from that angle,
I understand you guys' plight.
The government is a three-tiered frontier. 3 tiers. We still have the local government, the state government, and the federal government. Although security is tied to the exclusive legislative list for enshrined Nigerian constitution. But looking at it as it stands, we can't categorically say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the worst president so far in the country, or can we?
Mr. Godwin, I'm happy that at a time I have been in the corridor of power for three years in the third tier as a local government. I remember when I assumed it was just barely 4 months or 3 months some few meters away from the council secretariat, a lady was kidnapped. Then immediately the director of administration, Das, and my hogger, immediately they put a car across. Before they put a car across to DPO, I was already at the scene of the event. I was already at the scene of event. You can go there, go to a government, go and verify. I was already at the scene of event. Without any security, I was already at the scene of event. Because I grew up in the village. So I knew what it takes. 3 months or 4 months, if I'm not mistaken. I later discovered that the person that was kidnapped was my secondary school mate. At the time I was doing my master's, she was doing a PhD in the University of Benin. I later discovered. I was at the scene of event. I didn't send anybody. I didn't send the DPU. I didn't call the area commander. That is being proactive. Not when your people are being massacred, your people are being slaughtered, and you are doing photo ops in United Kingdom, and you are eating jollof rice with kichas, and you call that a proactive president. My brother, let us be sincere. Do you know the cost of things in the market? I was at a mall few hours ago. I see, and I begin to engage in price negotiation in mall. I'm telling you, in mall today, begin to negotiate for price. The last time I bought it, that's tripled. The price has tripled. You see, what we are saying is simple. Let us have a society where our lives are secured. Where our lives are secured. If you cannot give us give us security. Are you aware now that we cannot fly Abuja Road to Benin? Even as we speak, Lagos Benin, or Lagos is in danger as we speak. And the alternative, the air, is not within the reach of the ordinary people. It's not within the reach of the ordinary people. Ordinarily, you have to be a government that is sincere, that has the people empathy, that has the people feelings. All you ought to do is to see how to negotiate with airliners, to see how, if possible, subsidize. Since that is not the only safe place that the only safe route that the people cannot fly. You subsidize, you reach an agreement with them. Pending when these insecurities, subside. We are not saying, there's no country in the world that can eradicate insecurity. But it must be reduced to the barest minimum. All over the world, even the United States of America, even UK, United Kingdom. Just name it. There are insecurity, but these are pockets. But they are all here. You are a journalist. Ukraine and Russia, they've been in war for how many years now? Put the casualties. Do you all find this? Vis-a-vis from that time to in Nigeria, how many persons that have died? Are we at war? Have you on your own sit back and begin to analyze all of this? I have done that. Look at the statistics in Ukraine, between the fight between Russia and Ukraine. Look at the casualties. I'm coming to Nigeria, same side by side. It's alarming. And some persons are saying we are not at war. And you are romancing with these non-state actors that are making our lives unbearable. You say you want to reintegrate them into the society. Which society? I saw a video. A man cried out that his pregnant wife, his father, his son were killed, slaughtered. He was looking at them at the morgue. Have you not seen that video? I've seen it. Give me a headache. I'm a human being. I have feelings. I'm easily. So for me, it can be me, it can be you, it can be anybody. This country will not come to a standstill because destiny is being killed or being kidnapped. Have you not seen a student from Jos? that be kidnapped? My brother, because there's a fundamental problem.
We are talking about the government, but then just recently, the army recruitment that we've seen right now, that we saw the statistics. Just even look at the statistics from a number of states, in talking about security and national consolidation. We see what has played out. 117 people applied to join the Nigerian army from a number of states out of the 38,000 applicants. Now, this is itself very low. Now, President Bola Tinubu, within its own whims and caprice, I believe is trying to build a formidable Nigerian that everybody can live in. But looking at the realities that we're seeing right now, where Nigerians are not even ready to come out to defend territorial integrity of Nigeria, of the country as it stands right now, can we then put the fault on the presidency?
Mr. Godwin, when last did you hear or heard that the CBN, that the custom, that the immigration, that NIA are recruiting? I didn't know you might be working there. I didn't know you might be working there. Or are they animal? Or are the persons that are working there, are they from space? Or they're from United States of America? Are they not Nigerians? So the former student cannot work in CBN. The former student cannot work in CBN. They cannot work in immigration. They cannot work in custom. They cannot work in EFCC. They cannot work in ICPC. See, for me, I appreciate Nigerians. We are very resilient people. For me, I will say it here and now. I will appeal to Nigerians not to join Nigerian army.
That will be a disservice to the country.
It's not a disservice.
It's a disservice to the country.
You see, let me tell you something. If the life, hold on,
doesn't speak.
If the life that I crave for, knowing fully well that I have done everything humanly possible, education I have it, skill-wise I have it, I'm working, I cannot get the dividends of what I'm working, the rebellion becomes an option. It becomes an option. That is it is natural justice. It becomes an option. Because I know that I'm working. Have you not seen Nigerians crying on social media? I saw a boy, he said he's working. Just rented two-bedroom apartment. And he's due now. And he has tried in the last 1 year. He cannot even see any savings. Say he's buying a liter of fuel. But do you know, 10 liters of fuel, do you know how much is it now? Do you know how much is it? It's about 14,000 plus. 10 liters of fuel. Before now, 40 liters, if I'm not mistaken, before now it was about 8,000 or 4,000 something. And all is not well with us. As I have said, let me reiterate. I will appeal to Nigerians not to join the Nigerian army. For me, I will not allow any of my relatives to join the Nigerian army, because there are conspiracy as you relate to this fighting of banditry and terrorists. Perhaps you've not listened. Even the brigadier general from my state, that was Hussaini, that was killed. They said there was an intel, and nobody refused. They refused to act. You gave an APC, a ricketing APC, to a brigadier general. See, this is the only country I have. That's why I'm talking. Because I don't have opportunity to go to United States of America, to go to Canada. That's why I want to make sure Nigeria works for us. I want to make sure. And every hands must be on plow. Every hands must be on deck. So we don't know what we have. For me, I'm not praying for war, but I'm praying for revolution. We must turn this country around for good. We will make sure our institution works for us. When the institution is viable, it works for you and I. that are not there. But when it's not viable, it works for the few elites, the rulers of this country, as we currently have in this country. It's working for them. That is why you will see the chief of staff to the president will call a judge, remove that House of Assembly member. And definitely he will do that because the institution is weak, it's porous. That is why a president will say, I declare state of emergency without passing the due process. It is laughable. Nigerians must rise. You see, this country is for all of us. It's for all of us.
Well, Honorable, when you say you advise that a lot of Nigerians
I stand by it.
Should not
I stand by it.
Nigerian army, so who then defend the territorial integrity of the country? But then that's on one hand.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Akpabio, the Shehu Shetima, what's his name again? They can make their children their works about Kashi Shetima. They can put their children to join the Nigerian army. Not them enlisting their children. Not them enlisting their children to be in the CBN, to be in custom, to be in immigration, all the juicy positions. And you want the works or the children of farmers and teachers to be at the forefront. You slaughtering them, not giving them the necessary tools to work with. That is suicidal. That is marrying humanity to man. And they will stand before our Lord Jesus Christ to give account.
Well, let's look at the general policies even put in place by this current administration and try to juxtapose it with previous administrations. In a comparative analysis, do you think that this administration has not been able to build some form of a national cohesiveness or national policies that will further even make us to bond as a people? Of course, we've seen the national antenna has been changed, and that is part of a national unification. The symbol of it might not be total, but then looking at the policies that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, looking at even his cabinet, he has been able to also embrace a lot of Nigerians into his cabinet. But then, this is like the first time this is happening in a very long while, where we have a full representation across board. The Easterners are not complaining about marginalization, as it were, before his administration. Are you then saying that we cannot give this administration a thumbs up? Or what's your general thought on this?
I am quietly here, and you are trying to bring out.
No, let's look at it holistically.
Because when you talked about
and
policy, when you talk, I'm driving there. When you talk about policy, can you tell me what policies of this government? I should speak very just. Do you know the foreign policy of Nigeria in this government? At least I have a first degree in international diplomacy. Can you tell me? Right. That you have charlatans.
We have quite a lot.
I'm coming.
All right. We have quite a number.
When you have I'm coming.
Please go ahead.
When you have charlatans, I try to be very careful with choice of words. As ambassadors, you have some nitwits as ambassador. You have some glorified house boys and women as ambassadors. You call them. But they've so reduced our foreign policy, representation. Perhaps you must have heard. Germany and some other countries, they've declined. They have said that what they call a personal non granta to one or two designate.
Well, the Foreign Affairs Ministry have come out to say about 25 persons, 25 countries so far have been able to approve some of.
Do you know what it means?
Although they didn't mention names.
Do you know what it means for a nation or a country to deny another country or not to accept another country's ambassadorial nominee? Do you know what it means in the international arena? Let's leave. You see, the issue you have raised a very fundamental issue that he has brought every shade of Nigerians.
Yes, looking at the economic reforms, looking at the whole industrial policy.
Are you aware?
Looking at the
I'm coming, sir. You know, you may mention some of
the minimum wage increment.
You may mention. I'll take you step by step. I will take you step by step. Are you aware? Some of his appointees. What's his name? The DIG. What's his name? The former police relation Frankuba. And this person's IG, in terms of hierarchy, supposed to senior.
Disu?
Yes. Brought Disu as AIG when there are some seniors because he was an able man. That's why I said I sat down. You decide to. I never wanted to go through that route, but you said I should. You said the Igbos are not being marginalized. Egbo said he was at the time was declared wanted in this country. But today he's a free man and he's dishing out orders in Lagos to other political parties or those that are not for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos and in the western states of Ondo, Osun, Ekiti and Oyo. Is victimizing and intimidating the foreigners. But here you are. What Hausa man was afraid to do during his tenure. But here you are, the Yoruba man, sentencing my dear brother, Nadu Kanu, to prison. And you tell me that this man, my brother, see, we must be very careful in this country. For me, I've not seen any policy. Is it the tax regime that is not beginning to tax every Tom, Dick and Harry? That is borrowing from every passerby. And I think just Dino Milida said he should borrow from OPE. And what's the other one's this thing? OPE and Money Point. I think that's where we are going now. He has borrowed from everything. He has borrowing. And there's nothing to show. You have heard the debt profile when Buhari was there, even when we were paying for a subsidy, about 70-something or 80-something trillion. But as we speak, how much? It's only over 200? You ask me a question, I'm answering you. And there's no fuel subsidy. In a senior client, when there are tougher times, as we currently have, with the issue of the issue of hormones, blockade and everything in Iran, between US and Iran, there's what we call a buffer. You subsidize. Is there any subsidy around you? And the average man, they are worse hit. Because those that are running this country, they are living on our collective patrimony. If they are going to the creek to see their girlfriends, it is estaco. If they are going to see their male friend, they say they are going for official assignment. The ministry will have to pay for their hotel and everything. It is you and I that are paying. There's nothing to show for it. And the president is living larger than life. Buying private jet and buying all of that. In a very impoverished country, you are living as if you are the king of Dubai.
So in all of this, you're saying that the policy is for the deepening the cracks, even in Nigeria. Is that what you're saying in essence?
My sister, sorry, my brother. Because see now, I'm not turning you to a sister. That to tell you how we have missed it. We have missed it. You see, you've talked about policy. What is policy? An initiative.
Government proposed plan and actions.
Definitely.
Usually for the development of the people.
For the betterment. Just look around you. Is there any betterment? Are the Nigerian police better off now? Are the Nigerian army, are they better off? I don't know. Maybe I'm living. You know, the president not too long ago said that he's so arrogant. With utmost humility, it's an elder. So pompous, saying that if you can't see what we are doing, perhaps you need an eyeglass. You've not seen that video from a president. It's not presiding over Lagos State. is presiding over Nigeria as an entity.
Destiny, let me even bring this to your notice. I think you are not looking at some of the things that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has been able to address. Talking about the minimum wage. For the first time, you're seeing increments from 30,000 to 70,000 naira plus for a lot of persons. The student loan is still there. We've also seen what has played out looking at the whole salaries increment for judicial office holders and their allowances, and of course I'm just trying to mention just a few some of the
judiciary. No, they're actually giving them.
We're trying to look at some.
They're actually giving them. They
are
giving them landed properties.
Hold on now. We've seen for the first time in Nigeria. We've seen local government autonomy. I'm not holding brief for the president.
God.
I'm not holding brief for Mr. President. But
which local government autonomy?
Is there no local government autonomy?
Which local government? Are you not from local government?
I am from a local government.
Please confirm from your local government chairman if there is anything like autonomy.
So if that is
there on the paper, it is there on the paper. I'm from a local government.
If the
as a former local government boss, there's something you tell me about local government administration.
If the local government autonomy has not been fully implemented, is it the fault of Mr. President? Can we say that the president is at fault? But then looking at the policy in general, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been able to come up with some very magnificent policies to help Nigeria to become better. Are you saying in this light that there is no policy that is driving his vision to help Nigeria to become better?
You see, my own ideology or thinking or understanding of an initiative or a policy is when that policy affect the people for betterment. If I'm coming up with initiative or a policy or program that further impoverish my people, I don't call that a policy. That's not a policy. Why do we have government? To uplift the standard of the people. Am I right?
Yeah.
So if your policy is now in auto reverse, what does that mean? There's no government. Is that the government is anti-people or the government is selfish? There's a difference between anti-people and selfish. As you know, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is selfish and anti-people. I'm able to say we are crying that insecurity is ravaging us. But here you are busy sharing rice, sharing groundnut oil, and all that envelope your cognitive reasoning is how to secure 2027 general elections. What your house is burning. You see, there's a saying, when there is a tree on top of a tree, which do you cut first? The one on top. There's insecurity. You are neck deep and you're concerned. And what you sleep with and wake up with is hard for you to win 2027 elections. Not winning. And some of us are already calling it a coronation. And we are saying that he's doing well. For me, I'm not blind. You can see I can see you. And you see what you are wearing. And if you can read that, I can even read what is on the screen. I can have that. If you say that you need, let me put. He said in one of his videos that if we are not seeing what he's doing, we should put on an eyeglass. I have an eyeglass. I can't see what he's doing, because what I can see he's doing is putting majority of Nigerians back to poverty. As we speak, there are no middle class in this country. It's either you are rich or you are poor. I am now poor. I'm poor. For me to go back to Benin now is a problem. Because I cannot play the road. Because it's a death trap. If I tell my mom that I'm coming, my mom will collapse before I get to Benin. Because it's not safe. So I have to look for a way. That's why I'm still around. To look for how to call friends and well-wishers. Not fund me, but call friends and well-wishers to gather flight ticket to Benin. Is that life? My brother, is that life?
Well,
Is that life?
well, Honorable, I think you don't like Mr. President.
Oh my
the person of
God.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
It's not a matter of
Is this
like.
an attack on his person?
No, it's not a
Or
matter
just
of
an attack
like.
on-
No,
or
no, you are
or it's
missing
just you
it.
that is not seeing some of the.
No, you
the
are missing
policies.
it. You see, you are missing it.
So you don't like the president?
Not as if no. You see, we are missing it. I'm a realist. If my enemy is doing well, at any rate, I don't even have any enemy. As I speak, I don't have. If you are doing well, I will say you are doing well. My brother, it's affecting me. I have those that believe in me. I still have some persons that, see, at times a week, my brother, I don't know if I should whisper this to your ear. I get 5K, send me 20K, send me 30K. There's a saying in my very rich Benin language. Iyo don't know, I don't know where. A mother-in-law that has no wrapper. Is it possible for she to buy for daughter-in-law? Is it possible? It's not possible. That's where we find ourselves. So if anybody says that all is well with us, I think the person needs some psychiatric, re-evaluation.
All right. Honorable, where do we go from here? Looking at you've mentioned insecurity, of course, talking about how to even build the nation. Where do we go from here, looking at the whole security situation in the country, looking at the elections? You said that we are not even ready to talk about elections right now because we are not prepared for 2027. But how do we get the government to be able to tackle all of this from your own recommendation?
My brother, it is simple. First thing first, we must make our institutions viable. Till then, we will be rigmaroling. 1 step forward, 3 steps backward. You see, when some of us are talking about viable institution, it's not as if we are living in abstract. That is a reality.
Well, institutions are not built by themselves. Institutions are built by Nigerians, and they are occupied by Nigerians. Our current individuals occupying sensitive positions in those institutions are themselves Nigerian. Should we begin to take them out and import aliens from other parts of the continent to be able to address all of this, or begin to bring in aliens from other planets?
You have raised a very fundamental question. And we must begin to identify square peg in a square hole. The issue of, say, Destiny or Enabulele is the president of this country. Let me get all my chronics. Whether they have the intellectual wherewithal, they have the wherewithal generally. I'll just put all my glorified houseboys and house girls. You be in Minister of Aviation, you be in transport, you be in works, you be in interior. Just share them like that, without looking at the capacity to deliver. Let me take you back to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, whether you like it or not. He brought in some finest brain. What this man's name that was in the Africa Development Bank? Additional. Okoji Uwela. And this man that was later was in a road safety. Yeah, was in a Sita. He brought in some brains. With utmost humility. Look at what we have here. They are from one section of Nigeria. The former IG was his ADC. This present one was his ADC. You don't run a country like that. It's not a paddy. You see, there's a saying in the business world. They say when friends and family pays for business rendered or services rendered, that business will grow. If you buy and sell and I come, I'm your friend or I'm your brother and I come to buy from your shop, if I pay, your business will grow. If I don't pay, it will not grow. That's where we find ourselves. We must learn to identify. If they're in Kafashan, if they're in United States, bring them. Let them come. and deliver us. We need deliverance, not the spiritual deliverance. We need the physical deliverance. Because what we can do for ourselves, God will not come and do it for us again. God will not come to do it for us again. God knows that we can do it for ourselves. Yeah. God will not come to do it for us.
Well, so until we get to that point where we begin to put square pegs in square holes, at that point.
It starts now.
So until we get to that point where the right people are placed in right positions, you are saying that there is no light at the end of the tunnel.
With this present ruiners,
with the present crops of Nigerians that we have.
With this present ruiners,
crops of Nigerians.
With this present ruiners in Aso Rock.
Well,
there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I'm not a prophet of doom. With this present ruiners, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I said it about Joash at the very beginning. Some of my friends that watched my clip in the United States of America, I did a live video. It was even barely, I think the day he was sworn in. Some of them are calling me that I saw it coming. I saw it coming. This man can never, because you don't have it. You can't give what you don't have. Professor Amukbiton don't have it. If you go back to his alma mater, they will tell you, he don't have it. No, you see, integrity. Shit. For some of us that still believe, it's very, very difficult. I'm still a member of PDP, but not that of the faction led by the wicked. Not that of the faction led by the wicked.
Let's not go to...
Is it the wicked? Sorry, wicked. No, not that faction.
Let's not go into that conversation because I'm being signal right now that our time is fast spent. Of course, I know you're a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party, regardless of whichever path. Regardless of which faction you belong to in the People's Democratic Party, of course.
But I have a soft spot for ADC.
Well,
soft spot for ADC.
We will see how that plays out. Of course, ADC has beginning to.
I'm a realist.
ADC is beginning to enjoy its own fair share around the whole.
What I cannot chew.
Well,
what I cannot chew, I don't divide.
Faction of the ADC. We've seen the weakest faction of the PDP. Well, only the APC right now does not have faction. Maybe you should have soft spot for the
we all know.
APC.
We all know where it's coming from.
Well,
we all know where it's coming from.
Well, you know that. I don't know where that is coming from.
I understand your plight. Well, I understand you guys. I understand. Well, the journalists in this country, they are what's hate. I understand. From left, right, center.
Well, it's
I sympathize with you guys.
Well,
sincerely. I sympathize with you guys. But I don't envy you guys. I don't.
Well, it's honest. I want to say thank you so much. Honorable comrade.
I'm Destiny Enabulele.
Destiny.
Or you can call me comrade. Leave the honorable. Until you have doing. Until you have carried out. No, hold on now.
As a serving local government, serve the local government and also being able to represent your constituency
for 6 months before I was removed by the power that be.
You were able to represent your constituency. So
I was removed. No, I don't like. See, I was removed because some persons don't believe. They don't believe in truth.
Well,
you see, let me tell something. Let me tell Nigerians. Truth is like a lion. You don't protect a lion. Let it loose. It will defend itself. That is truth. And again, let me remind and admonish and advise Nigerians. Because as we went out, as we all go all out to gym every week, we must set aside 1 hour to practice madness in preparation for 2027. I know for sure that the madness will not take us to a psychiatric home. It's for a purpose, and we must achieve that purpose. We want a better Nigeria, and better Nigeria will get in our lifetime. In my lifetime, I will get it.
Well, I believe Nigerians have listened to
you. We will get it. I'm very optimistic that I will get it in my lifetime.
Enabulele.
Destiny.
Thank you so much for finding out time to bring us here on Correro.
You don't know the meaning of my middle middle name.
Behind the cameras, we'll get to talk about the meaning of
So if I tell you the meaning, you will know where I'm coming from.
Well, this is how far we can go tonight on the show. I know for allow myself and Destiny Enabulele to go on the show, we won't want to leave the studio. Of course, he's passionate about Nigeria, but viewers, let us know your thoughts and your comments. Let them come on our various social media handle currently showing on your screen. Let us know what you think about the consolidation plan and also policies by the current administration. My name is Godwin Sunday. Like I always say, always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do enjoy the rest of your night rest. Bye for now.